to get out of it and to beat him in his own game. I mean, wow.
Police believe 21-year-old Jake Patterson killed Jamie Klaus's parents before he took her hostage. He's scheduled to make his first court appearance today. The Dow down 132 points. This is CBS News.
You have enough things to worry about every day. Insurance shouldn't be one of them. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Rock Legends, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. A little known fact about Queen guitarist Brian May, he's also an astrophysicist and was invited to help celebrate NASA's latest mission, New Horizons.
I'm happy to be here right now. That's all I can say. It's amazing. And the whole trip with New Horizons is such a privilege for me.
Pick O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Indeed knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
Nurse practitioner, 4+ years experience, acute care certification.
Indeed has a huge pool of amazing candidates and screener tools that help you find your most qualified applicants.
Whoa, an entire short list of unicorns.
Now, get a $50 credit to give your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply. Additional terms online.
It's a very good year for a South Korean car company. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert is at the Detroit Car Show.
Hyundai's Kona winning Utility of the Year. Its luxury Genesis G70 Car of the Year. Chief Operating Officer Brian Smith says this couldn't have come at a better time.
This is terrific for us. It really shows not only the amazing progress that Genesis has made, but also that Hyundai is a family of SUVs now.
The Ram 1500 pickup named North American Truck of the Year. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
Move over, Kylie Jenner. There's a new most liked Instagram post in town. A photo of a brown egg with tiny freckles has beat out Jenner's birth announcement from last year. It has about 18.3 million likes. The egg, posted January 4th, already has 25 million. There's no word on who posted it or why. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
There's a stabbing in downtown Chattanooga. Reports say a man stabbed in the neck after a fight outside a bar around 2:30 Sunday afternoon. 911 dispatch reports it happened at Market and 4th Street. Reports say the suspected slasher was arrested. The plane that went down in Chickamauga Lake was recovered by crews working for the owner's insurance company. The two victims were recovered from the bottom of the lake on Thursday. 2 large pieces of the wreckage taken off to be investigated by the NTSB. The sheriff's office says it's still gathering debris from the scene. A funeral date set for the captain for Tuesday. Chattanooga police still trying to track down an alleged bank robber. The BB&T Bank on Gumbarrel was held up a week ago by a bearded man who demanded money from a teller. He then changed his appearance after the robbery. The Chattanooga Police Department hopes you might know who he is. He has tattoos on his arms and chest. Russell Stroud, Chattanooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Areas of fog and clouds will start out your Monday. Still chilly for the afternoon, but a little drier. Highs 44 to 47 tonight. Decreasing clouds, a little colder overnight. Lows 30 to 32. For Tuesday, looking better. Lots of sun. Highs upper 40s. Dry and pleasant through Wednesday. Looking to buy or sell a home? Real Living Southern Realty provides real answers and customized marketing solutions. Serving the entire tri-state area. And check carlsouthernrealty.com for their complete listing. And I'm Storm Team 12. She's been here all she's had for 4.
The radio 92.7.
Listen up, y'all. This is Ben Phillips with Home Rate Mortgage right here in Chattanooga. I'm in the business of saving people money. And if you want to save money, you need to pick that cell phone up right now. 805-9100. I just helped a doctor with a $400,000 mortgage. It closed in just 24 days. We lowered his rate by over 4%, saving his family $394,000 in mortgage interest payments. And get this, several lenders told this doctor he was stuck in his loan. What was the difference? He called the mortgage doctors at Home Rate Mortgage right here in Chattanooga. 805-9100. What would 10 minutes on the phone with Home Rate Mortgage do for you? Get that cell phone out right now. 805-9100. Let us prescribe you a better solution for you to reach your financial goals. Just give us a call right now. 805-9100 or online at homeratemortgage.com.
To the house and to a home.
space, the final frontier.
Whether it's a man cave, she shed or office, L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales has your space. The perfect portable building just for you. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales is a premier building authorized dealer. You tired of paying high storage fees, lack of security, and not having easy access to your stuff? Then L&K has the building just for you. Or if you're looking for a mini home or the perfect hunting cabin, L&K has the building that will convert perfectly. Free delivery up to 50 miles. No credit checks and low monthly payments. Call L&K today at 706-858-0077. 706-858-0077. On Facebook, search L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. 3532 Lakeview Drive, Rossville, Georgia. L&K's featured storage unit this month is a center cabin 12x32, featuring 15% off. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. Call 706-858-0077.
Hey folks, Jeff Stiles here, talk radio host and infamous technophobe. But I got to tell you, this Facebook Live that Nuga Radio does, it makes sense to me. It really does. Now, we're at 92.7 on the FM dial, but really where you need to go is NugaRadio.com and just do the streaming audio, 8 to 10 a.m. The first hour is mostly just me just throwing commentary on top of the news. The second hour is me frustrating and irritating you beyond all belief. NugaRadio.com. Don't miss it. Every weekday.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
All right, good morning. Come on, dance out, ladies. Good morning to Hamilton County and the region. You live on the Donna Show, 92.7 FM. Yes, you have. We're connected with people, information, and resources that help you live your best life. Why? Because you should. All right. Guys, it's Monday. Good morning, LaQuisha.
Good morning.
Well, I don't know. Check the calendar. Is it Monday?
I don't know.
It feels like it. Guys, I know we're on the radio and you can't see who I have here, but I'm going to tell you. I've got LaQuisha Ewing and Gideon Thomas in the house. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Y'all going to have to dance in a minute. You know, you can't be up in here without dancing. I didn't get you any church music, LaQuisha.
Right.
You know that whole, I ain't tired yet. You heard that one. We can get it going.
Try to be funny, though.
No, not really.
I probably would dance.
You would to that church song. Bishop did in here. He busted a little move, not much, Bishop Adams. So good morning to you guys, wherever you are. If you're sitting at the Cube, or if you're still driving down the street, or if you're working from home, we get a lot of people who work from home. We are talking about success, how to make a power move this morning. Guys, we talk about how to better yourself, towards your career. And you really can't do one without the other, can you, LaQuisha?
No. You have to bring your best self to the best work, right? And sometimes we're unaligned one or the other way.
We are. But people think they can do, like I can be one person at work and I can be the other at home.
Yeah.
Can't be that. You
can find that diagnosed in some medical journal.
Right. So you guys got together. Let's tell the listener who you are, LaQuisha Ewing. Who are you? What do you do?
So I'm LaQuisha Ewing. I am a global consultant. My company is called Unlearn Everything and Live, where we believe that the 21st century illiterate won't be those who can't read or write, but those who have the inability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Basically, those are the people that in this new age economy will be left behind. If you can't adjust, you can't adapt, and you can't redefine what your future is going to look like, you'll get left behind.
And LaQuisha, I'm not going to go into everything because we'd have to have a show just to talk about your background. But you came from the Department of Education. So you've been there, done that.
Yes.
Been there, done that, some corporate. Now, Gideon, you're still in corporate, right?
No, I'm an entrepreneur now.
Okay, so you kicked that. Okay,
yeah,
so you left it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you're like me. You came from, I thought I was going to die in corporate America. Like I had it all planned, Gideon. I had my insurance.
Yeah.
But you, like me, said, I'm going to quit letting them dictate my life so I can pour into yours, right?
Right.
So tell me, what's your background? I know, but tell the listener what's your background and what you're doing in this partnership with LaQuisha.
So I've been in HR for about 15 years and ended up just people asking if I would provide help. And so I answered the call for help and went on Facebook and said, hey guys, what do you want to know? And thought it was going to be a 2 or 3 page doc, ended up being a book. So I have a book that talks about resumes, talks about interviewing, talks about networking, salaries, all the negotiation skills at badassbrowngirl.com.
Hold up. You know, we don't cuss on this show because we got no. We got FCC rules, but it's the name of a book. So Badass Brown Girl.
Yeah.
Hey, just one more time. Badass Brown Girl.
Yes.
You know, for us people that aren't supposed, we don't curse, you know, it kind of gives me an outlet. So Badass Brown Girl.
So you're just going to keep saying it.
You're just going to keep saying it. Look, that's kind of way to market something for you, right?
Right.
So wait a minute. So you guys came together. Now we've done stuff with LaQuisha in HR. The good thing about this city is there's enough to go around.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
But you guys are tackling something that's near to my heart. You're tackling the minorities, right?
Yeah.
You're that's all people can come. Red, yellow, black, and white. I hear that song. But I also see an emphasis, and I'm good with that, on the minorities, correct?
Yes, correct.
Because minorities kind of get pushed aside. Not kind of, they do.
Yes. So what you'll see is in our city, you hear a lot of times, and this is kind of how we came together. We sit at a lot of tables, a lot of conversations, and you hear about the lack of a diverse talent pool presence in Chattanooga.
You know, I sing this song every day.
Right. You also hear that that there are people here and the skill set is not what the job market is requiring. There's there's just all of these different conversations, right? But what we know is that I know lots of individuals who their ability to do a certain thing may actually not be their hindrance. It's it's your ability to understand how to transfer their skills and their talents.
One who's interviewing.
Correct. Or the corporation and their operational
company.
Structure.
It could just be a culture of HR.
A recruitment strategy.
Sometimes it's the recruitment. I'm gonna let you jump in here, Gideon. Sometimes now you and I can speak this because people say, well, I thought you were an HR executive. I am, but you're always a recruiter, once a recruiter.
Absolutely.
Right?
We love talent.
We love talent.
Yeah.
It's the connection. However, there's cultures within the HR that dominate companies. Am I correct?
True.
Literally, they come in and hijack and bully the company and take over. And I'm going to say it because it's my show. A lot of times they look like me because most of the people making the hiring decisions look like me, but that's changing. Am I right, Gideon?
So the intent is to try and make sure that everybody can be their biggest authentic self, and it doesn't matter who they're talking to
or what color,
or what color, that they're able to have the skills and the tools in their toolbox to bring some success. So what we've seen from the business community is we don't have the diverse talent. The diverse talent is saying, I'm not getting selected. So what we're doing is creating the merge of the two to say, yeah, you have the skills, but let's just learn this other language and let's learn it in a way that's still authentically you so everyone can win.
Yeah, and that's true. When the recruiter's looking at, I want to say this is not always a negative thing from the recruiter. Sometimes it's a they don't know thing. Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not so much anything except the company hasn't taken time and invested in a recruiter to understand what they're looking at and what they're breaking down. But let's go back to this, LaQuisha. Sure. Again, we can work on this, Gideon. You and I can work on people. We can train them, right? We can get them, coach them and all that great stuff.
Yeah.
But if they go home and all of that is deprogrammed,
right?
Because, wait a minute, I'm good here. LaQuisha, what happens? It undoes everything that somebody like Gideon is trying to do.
That's correct. Which is why we start.
That's why you're involved.
Right. This is exactly why I'm involved. But this is why we start with self, right? We start with purpose because a lot of times people think it's the paper. When I say the paper, I'm talking about either the money or the degree that's keeping you from reaching your goal. But the reality is that you actually don't know what your goal is. You actually don't know how to extract your purpose and apply it to whatever the work is that you're doing. And so there's a lot of brain science that goes into how you think, why you think the way you think, how you execute, and how your behaviors are cultivated in the work setting as well as in your life, right? So one of my favorite sayings is, wherever you go, there you will be.
Say it again.
Wherever you go, there you will be.
Gideon, that's like an offering plate passing moment.
always, LaQuisha,
always. But now, okay, so let's talk about something that I know y'all both know about it, and we talk about it a lot on the show, emotional intelligence, aka common sense. But guys, not everybody has it. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about from a recruiter standpoint, Gideon, I love your input, but first of all, you have to be self-aware and know who you are, where you are, and exactly how you see yourself and how others see you.
So this was the work and why LaQuisha was brought in. So going through this process, when I wrote the book, people would go to the book, and it's called HR Secrets from a Badass Brown Girl. the ins and
Badass
navigating
brown girl book again.
navigating the ins and outs of your dream job. And so from there, people are like, I want to see you. Will you take a look at my resume? Will you look at practice interview skills with me? Will you do this? Will you do that? And I went to do the work and realized that what people thought was the problem wasn't actually the problem.
So give us an example.
So it's not a tactical resume. Somebody says, I might need a resume update. Okay, so we go to look at the resume and I've asked them, bring me some examples of your dream job. And so we look at what they have on their resume and the difference between the dream job.
And they don't look nothing alike.
And they don't look anything alike, which is fine, right? And then
right.
I'll ask the question, at your organization, if this is your dream job, what are the 2 or 3 words that people would use to describe you? And they've never even thought about what those words are. And when they think about those words and say those words out loud, they realize that what they're putting out into the universe isn't necessarily what they want in terms of their brand to be able to grow.
Well,
and so,
do you agree that part of advancing yourself, you have to be willing to ask, I say 5 people, the 5 people in your life, be willing to ask them the hardest questions. How do you see me? Personally and professionally.
Yeah.
And go deeper. LaQuisha, I need you to tell me how you see me, but tell me some items that I need to change according to your look, according to what you see in me. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. So Quisha and I say, I'll teach you how to shoot your shot.
And I'm going to ultimately teach you the strategies to win the game and buy the team.
I like that. I like that because again, it's not just about the recruiting to get you in a great job. If that's all it was, I mean, that's kind of easy, don't you think?
Yeah. And some people, it's not about even getting in a job. It may be leveling up where you are. And for some people, it's just transitioning into the right place that you need to be in your life. We both work 9-to-5 jobs, career jobs, for all intents and purposes, did it right. Whatever right is, right? You did the collegiate path, you get out, you get a good job, whatever that is, right? And then you realize that, you wake up and you're like, whose life is this? I've been an active participant in cultivating this life, but if I had to do it all over again, would I do it this way? And so then you take reins, right, of your life. And another thing I say is that authority starts with the word author, right? And so you have to write out what that vision is in order to take control over what you see.
Absolutely. And guys, when you think about the partnership here, I'm going to say it like this. When you come together with someone, it's not all spelled out for you. I want to make sure we do touch on the actual event. So when is the event?
So the event is this Saturday on the 19th from 9 to 1. It's called
I know
Power
that.
Moves.
I know that, but they got to hear it. So Power Moves.
Power Moves.
And it's career power moves, guys. So I'm telling you, it's not just one-sided, though. It's not just the job. So I tell people all the time, if a job could cure everything, everybody in the city would be okay now because we can find a job, plug them in somewhere if that's the answer. But what I want them to get out of what they're going to get this day, just because I've worked with you and I know, and Gideon, I know that just from what I know of you, your HR background, I think a lot of you and what you do. And we as HR people, we always say this, we forsake our thoughts and opinions for those that we serve every day.
Absolutely.
Right? We do. You kind of take on that badge, if you will. So, but what they're going to get this day is not one-sided. So don't think you're coming to get a job. Don't think you're going to come down and hear everything about how to be a better career person. You're going to hear both sides.
And that's why we called it Power Moves, right? So that was very strategic in the name. One, just the way it is. Power moves. It moves you. That when you have the authority, and you have the confidence, and you have the strength and the ability to gird up everything that you have and present it, it's going to compel you. It's going to move you forward. But the other thing is Power Moves is a dynamic by which you can put yourself in a position to leverage a voice, a say, authority.
Love it.
So Power Moves you or someone else.
Wow. So it's going to move somebody, either you or someone else. And here's the other thing on this. When you think about going to an event like this, prepare yourself. Don't just go and wait for them to give you everything, right? Do your best to be prepared and go forward. But I want to touch back on something you said, LaQuisha. When you think about the professional development and you think about the person not being the same, right? How does one begin to start seeing themselves as they really are, right? Now, let me say that again. It almost sounds silly asking it, right? But
a good one.
But many of us go every day and we get up, we do the same thing. And our family and our friends and our colleagues tell us, LaQuisha, I like you. But I don't like when you wear that purple. It kind of doesn't make you look good. And I don't like when you come in and you kind of got that attitude. Maybe you didn't have your coffee. I don't know. But how do I begin to see myself so I can move forward?
Well, those are probably bad examples for LaQuisha, because those are things that wouldn't move me at all. But
yeah,
I wouldn't ignore them. You're valid in your comment. But to your point, I think the deeper point is you have to understand that on every side, there's a weakness and there's a strength to you. This is what's funny. So
no matter how good you are,
no matter how, everyone has flaws. There's not a perfect being. But Gideon and I have a funny story. We'll share it with your listeners. We actually view one another. Well, let me not. We actually view ourselves to one another in the opposite way. So we have a little story. We're not going to give the beans on here, but we have a story we're going to share with the participants. But it had to do with, I actually consider myself pretty bland, pretty straight-laced. And Gideon felt as though she's pretty
badass brown girl.
Right. So the reality of that, though, is...
Can I say badass white girl?
Not for the book title.
Not for the book title, but can I say it? Promote me.
I'm the manager right here. Not for the book title. But the reality of it is, if you were to extract our traits, our talents, Gideon is far more conservative and... I say conservative on this radio.
That's the right word. No, that would be the right word.
Struggling with it.
But she's far more straight-laced, non-risk-taking than I am. I'll just throw caution to the wind.
That's interesting. Let me say this, though. It's interesting because I'm like her, too, I think. On the outside, people may look... Deep down, I've got a lot of conservative in me, right? But on the outside, you don't really see that sometimes. It's the red hair. It's the cut, right? It's the whole, I'm edgy. But let me touch on something else, guys. So many times when we talk about this stuff, people are saying, oh my God, I'm ready to jump to that next job. It might not be that. Like LaQuisha said, this is what I really want to touch on. I have so many friends, colleagues in this city, in this region, that really all it is leveling up. It's get bold, right? Yes. First of all, get right.
First of all, get real.
Yeah, get real, get right. So we were adding this all the day. So we're going to keep doing this. Yeah. Get real means, first of all, look at yourself. Get right. Go to an event like this. Go to these individuals. Show up. Be intentional. Yes. Be there. But once you get right and get real, but then you got to level up. Like you and me, Gideon, a lot of women and men are sitting there in a corporate career and stuck. So it's not so much about just getting another job or getting an increase. Sometimes it's, you know what? I'm sold on where I am. You might be at Blue Cross or Unum or somewhere and you love your job and that's great, but you don't want to stay in that role. So this is also about leveling up because in this city, I don't know if you guys agree with this, there's this tight hold on succession planning and tight hold on succession and advancement within our corporations. You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. So this is my lane. Yeah. Absolutely my lane. And we talk a little bit about the things that staying in what we know. Succession planning is huge. And a lot of the succession planning has happened within an organization prior to you even being hired in your role. It is leadership development programs that come straight out of collegiate pieces. Yes. There are family connections. And so I always tell people I love to go snorkeling because on the top of the water, all you see is this beautiful blue water. And you ask everybody, well, what do you see? This blue water. But then when you snorkel, you look under, you see schools of fish. If you're in the right place, you see different sculptures. You see all of these things going on under the water. So know that all of that is going on. And if you're not a piece of it or a part of it, it's going on without you. So this is going to give you what you need in order to be able to stop seeing just the surface.
That's right.
And figure out how to become part of that succession. Now I stay in my lane in terms of getting you packaged to get the role. But that's why LaQuisha is so important because if you don't know these other things are going on, you can't even start to engage in them.
You know, I have people who ask me all the time, hey, Donna, in fact, I like to name one out who's a really good friend of mine named Julie Cook Davis. Julie is from Saudi Daisy, and she called me like 2 years ago and just said, you know, I want to get more involved. But I see all this stuff going on around me, and I don't know how to do it. So I told her, I said, it's easy. Start like a bullseye. Where you are right now, boom, you're in the middle. Start working your way out. Now, that's a very simple way to do it. But if you don't know what's going on in your own company, right, and you're not intentional in saying, hey, how do I get to be a part of that? Hey, you get what you inspect, not what you expect.
Right. And it's not just finding out what's going on. It's actually being strategic about knowing the roles, right? So again, another play on power.
Inform yourself, right? Inform yourself.
Of the entire process, right?
Absolutely.
So we like to use on our flyer, you'll see a chessboard. because this thing is strategic. This is the thing. There are some times when I strategically put myself in a pawn position for all my chess players out there.
Sure.
I strategically, because it's better for me to be a sacrifice for the greater good. But there are other times when I recognize I'm the queen on that board.
And guys, look, and there's nothing wrong with recognizing you're the king or the queen on it, right? But let me reemphasize this, guys. You don't just find out what's going on. You have to find out the who, where, why, when, what.
Right.
You have to find out what does that look like for you.
The rules of the game.
The rules of the game. Who's playing? Who's involved? Who's making the decisions?
Yes.
Who's making the decisions? And guys, let me say this. Just because they have a ABC, XYZ acronym behind their name doesn't mean anything. When you are in the workplace, guys, go after it. Ask questions. We've got about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. It goes by fast. We're going to make sure this is on the Nooga Radio page.
Thank you.
All right. We got a massive email blast that went out to support you ladies. I want to say, I'm proud of you, LaQuisha. I'm proud of you, Gideon.
Thank you.
She kicked the corporate bucket like me. Guys, I'm telling you. So where can we find this out? I know, LaQuisha, you're on Facebook.
Yes.
Gideon Thomas is on Facebook.
Correct.
Badass Brown Girl. UnlearnEverything.com.
UnlearnEverythingAndLive.com.
UnlearnEverythingAndLive.com. These two ladies are amazing. I love that we have a city where we can all come together. Go ahead.
And so Power Moves is this coming Saturday, the 19th at from 9 o'clock to 1 p.m. And we would like to gift one of your listeners a registration. So the registration for this event is $250.
Karen Dunware, you need to be calling in. If that's you, and I hear you saying it, you're a beauty shop owner who wants to do much more. 800-8949. You should call in right now and get it. Or if you're on Facebook, tell them again what they're going to get.
They're going to get the valuation of this workshop is $250. You're going to get a professional resume, a professional social media audit, a headshot. You're going to get access to strategies. You're going to get access to networking information, personal and professional brand alignment and development. And the list continues.
Guys, it continues. And will you both come back and join me?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Individually and collectively?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I love you guys. Guys, we got to dance it out. We were going to do an hour and we should have. I'm sorry, but guess what? We got a guy over here who's on our school board. We got to talk about transportation. All right, Gideon, come on. Gideon, dance it out. Come on. Come on, Gideon. All right. Come on, Gideon. Come up here, Gideon. Come here. Come here, Gideon. Come here, guys. It's the Donna Show. We connect you with everything. Information, resources that help you live your best life, guys, here on Nooga Radio. Nooga Radio, 92.7 FM. Hold tight. We'll be back.
3, 2, 1.
Chatter, Nooga Radio, Digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news now.
Home on Faust Street burned up twice. Chattanooga firemen called out to Faust Street after a family called 911 reporting a fire. Firefighters got the fire extinguished in about 20 minutes, but the next day the fire reignited again, was quickly put out. The Red Cross has stepped in to help the family. Verizon customers in Sequatchie County urged to call 911 from a landline instead of their cell phones when reporting an emergency. Reports say dispatch is experiencing an outage with Verizon, which they hope to get fixed soon. And the CPD has gotten good at clearing homicide cases. According to the TFP, only 3 of 2018's murders remain unsolved. The department has an 87% success rate for the year. One high-profile case, though, stands out: the murder of Cache Peterson outside Southside Social. Her murder remains unsolved despite the hard work of detectives. Val St. John for Nooga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
If an uncertain economy and runaway stock market is making you think twice about how and where to invest, you may need some professional help. Talk to a local husband and wife team who have seen it all. Ron and Christy Adams with One Family Financial. The Adams have helped clients navigate through bull markets, bear markets, recessions, bubbles, and booms. And they have the experience to put your assets to work for you while minimizing risks. Find out how Ron and Christy can keep you on track for a long, happy, worry-free retirement. 423-710-2009 or go to onefamilyfinancial.com.
The first responders, these are the men and women who put themselves in harm's way for us. And here at Nooga Radio, we want to do our part to say thank you. On Nooga Radio, every Friday is First Responder Friday. We'll honor a first responder with a thank you gift from Nooga Radio's community partners. If there's a first responder you'd like us to honor, go to NoogaRadio.com and submit your nomination. First Responder Friday, sponsored by Doug Yates Towing and Recovery, the Mad Philly Sandwich Shop, Newark Pizza Department, and Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. The Mad Philly Sandwich Shop on Shallowford Road across from Mountain View Service Center presents How to Speak Philadelphian and its Southern translation.
Hey, forget about it.
Hey, don't worry.
Just shut up and eat it.
Now go eat what's on your plate.
Hey, Rose, did you get the shopping cart?
Hey, Rose, get the buggy.
The Mad Philly Sandwich Shop, just off Route 153 on Shallowford Road across from Mountain View Service Center.
It's a good Philly, y'all.
Whether you have marginal, moderate, or even extensive hair loss, you don't have to live with it. Finally, there's a procedure that becomes a part of you, and it requires no daily maintenance or special care. Let Apollo Hair Systems give you a free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 423-803-1011 and schedule this free evaluation today. Open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Apollo Hair Systems, 5512 Ringgold Road in Chattanooga. 423-803-1011 for Apollo Hair Systems.
Nuga Radio, Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM knows your opinion is important. So call 800-8949. Agree or disagree? Call 423-800-8949. 800-8949. Nuga Radio, 92.7 FM and 95.3 HD4. News Talk Nuga Radio.
The Mad Philly Sandwich Shop on Shallowford Road across from Mountain View Service Center presents How to Speak Philadelphian and its Southern translation.
Hey, forget about it.
Hey, don't worry.
Just shut up and eat it.
Now go eat what's on your plate.
Hey, Rose, did you get the shopping cart?
Hey, Rose, get the buggy.
The Mad Philly Sandwich Shop, just off Route 153 on Shallowford Road across from Mountain View Service Center.
It's a good Philly, y'all.
Periods of fog and clouds will start out your Monday. Still chilly for the afternoon, but a little drier. Highs 44 to 47 tonight. Decreasing clouds, a little colder overnight. Lows 30 to 32. For Tuesday, looking better. Lots of sun. Highs upper 40s. Dry and pleasant through Wednesday. Looking to buy or sell a home? Real Living Southern Realty provides real answers and customized marketing solutions. Serving the entire tri-state area. And check carlsouthernrealty.com for their complete listing. And I'm Storm Team 12. She's been here all she's had for 4.
The radio 92.7.
Information and resources to live your best life, guys. That's right. That's what we do here on the Donna Show, guys. We're bringing you good news that can help you, encourage you, and live your best life. We're having some hard conversations, right? We got a scoreboard back here today. It can't be all fun and games, all right? All right, guys. Good morning, Tucker McClendon.
Good morning.
All right. So we have you here live. Thank you for coming today. You know, I've known you, Tucker, for a while.
Yeah.
I knew you before you were a star. And I know you were a humble man, so you wouldn't call yourself a star. But I have one of our school board reps here today, District 8, correct?
Yep, right here.
All right. So say good morning to everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
You know, Tucker, I'm going to say this one time, and I'm not going to say it anymore, but you're the youngest school board rep, right?
I am.
I think that's awesome. You were kicking butt and taking names on the campaign trail, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. So how old are you? May I ask?
I'm 23, about to turn 24.
So are you the youngest school board member we've ever had?
To my knowledge, yes.
I think that's great. I'm going to give you a drum roll back here. So I think it's great. Now, you and I met, Tucker, when you were working with the D9. I was on the board of the District 9 Education Foundation. And were you an intern, sort of?
No, it was just kind of volunteering. Yeah. I mean, we did the fun run, the Taste of Ooltewah a couple of years.
We did.
It was just a great time. I really believed in what D9 was doing.
Yes.
Went to Ooltewah, graduated from Ooltewah High School.
That's right.
So that area is kind of near and dear to my heart. And
well, tell me a little bit. I know you, but let's let the listener, because again, I am going to say it. I think it's amazing that we have this broad scope of baby boomers all the way to you as our school board reps. We had Tiffany here the other day, and I love to give myself a prop. I helped run that campaign, and she's killing it out there.
Yeah, she is.
She's an awesome school board member. I'm so glad to have her. But tell the listener a little bit about your background, where you were raised, and why you decided to run for an office.
Yeah, so I'm actually born and raised right here in District 8. Grew up over in East Brainerd, went to Ooltewah High School, graduated.
Shout out to Ooltewah.
Go Owls. Graduated in 2013. Went to UTC, graduated from there in 2008. Now I work full time for a nonprofit here in town, and just decided really I didn't like the direction our schools were going in. I saw it firsthand, and I just decided to, kind of put up or shut up. So I decided to run. And
y'all heard that? I love it. Put up or shut up, and you did put it up.
Yeah, I did, and
won.
And worked hard. Beat an incumbent, Mr. Testerman, that had done great things for this community. But I decided that if I was going to sit there and complain, that I needed to do something about it, and I did.
So my listener, I have the smartest listeners on any radio station, Tucker. If you don't believe it, ask them; they will tell you.
Well, I listen to it, so,
so you're. I love it. So you're a smart listener, right? But I say that because my listener is an educated listener. You know what I mean? Is they inform themselves, they love community information, but they also love to be included in that, not just to know about it. So I kind of see you as that person. You're someone who rallies people around, whether you mean to or not. People just like to follow you. So what is, now that you're in District 8, what is your district? I like to educate my listener. What areas do you cover?
So right here where we're standing in East Ridge.
Right. So guess what? Nooga Radio, if we have any complaints with the school system.
Yeah, call me up. And I actually live like 2 seconds down the road.
Oh, you better believe we're coming to your door.
And so, I've got East Ridge Elementary, East Ridge High School, the middle school, CSLA, Barger, Spring Creek.
Is Red Bank yours?
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I saw some people giving you some shout outs on social media.
Yeah.
Once you confirmed and they were like, oh my God, this he's our guy. I was like, they must love you.
Yeah, no, I'm just accessible. I think that was one thing that was really lacking, is just being open,
accessible.
Being out on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, and just, I don't care who has my cell phone. If they need to call me, and I try to respond to everyone.
I tell everybody 8675309. You can have my number.
Yep. Mine's 423-305-5267.
Look, that's actually a song. Y'all know I just dated myself. He'll go back and listen to this and get it. It's a song, but I'm kidding. So with that, though, let's talk about the role. When you're going to run for city council or county commission or school board, you got to make sure you're all in, right?
Oh, yeah.
So for the school board, you decided you're all in, you get it. What was the first order of business for Tucker?
You go in, you get your petition, you have to get 25 signatures.
In order to run.
Okay. They have to live in your district. And then you take it to the county election commission. They verify it, and you're good to go. You set up your bank account, and you start knocking on doors.
So now when you say that, though, do they check your credit? Do they check your criminal history? As a citizen, you sign the paper.
If you are a registered voter, and then there's certain criteria for each office, like school board, you have to be 18, have a GED or a high school diploma. And that's it. And get the 25 signatures, and you're set.
Because it's all about what the people want.
Yeah.
If they want you in the role, they're going to put you there. So, what was your first task once you were elected? They swore you in. What was your first focus?
Really trying to get a grasp on where we stand. Really going into my schools, forming those relationships with my principals, getting to know them, getting to know the teachers. I want teachers to walk down. If I'm walking down the hall, say, "Hey, Tucker," it just want it to be personal.
Absolutely.
And so really just doing that, and then really focusing on the infrastructure of our school system.
So when you think about the infrastructure and you think about the buildings, I mean, you and I have had these conversations from D9 days. Our schools need help.
Yes.
I mean, literally need help. And it seemed like it was kind of like, well, for parents, either you are we're going to give you a new school, but we're going to merge you with all these other schools.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, well, we don't really get what we need to some of these parents, because it's like you're going to give us a new school, but now you're telling us we got to merge with all these other schools to do it. And that doesn't settle well for some of the parents.
No, it's a hard conversation to have. We have 79 schools here in Hamilton County, which is a lot. And so, going down the road in a strategic plan sense, what makes the most cost-effective sense? Consolidation in some sense does. Some sense it doesn't.
It does in some sense.
Yeah, it does in some sense. I mean, like where we're standing right here, within 2 miles, I have 4 elementary schools.
Wow.
And so,
well, you do think smartly, like how can you merge and it's like buying power in corporate America.
Yeah.
Why would you not combine some of them? But I just hope that we're making sure the parents are every part of the conversation.
And I think that's one thing Dr. Johnson has done really well is bring in families and parents and teachers and really had those hard conversations. He's done 2 different listening tours, and he's doing another one. I think February 13th is for this district. And he really, he comes in just opens up and he just starts writing.
So I know him well. I say well. We helped. We helped kind of put into the efforts of his recruiting and making sure that he had information he needed, along with many other people as well. So I think he's doing a good job. I support him. I still would like to see other things taken care of and focused on, and I would love to see a little more inclusivity with parents. But I have about 13 minutes left, and we're going to talk about something that we continue to get questions about. And I, as a parent, Tucker, you know this, my son goes to CSAS. Now, he doesn't have a bus, but they do a bus where he doesn't ride a bus every day, but they have a bus where they can take the kids to one school, right? So my kid rides a bus from CSAS to Brown where they pick them up, right? They have a lot of buses that do that, but I am concerned every day he hops on that bus. So to the listener, and for Tucker McClendon today, he's our District 8 school rep, I want to know, what's the status of Durham school system, the bus system, because this redhead wants them gone.
Yeah, no, that is a sentiment I've heard over and over again. So basically it goes back 2 years ago. The school system basically was stuck in a hard place. They had one person submit a proposal for their RFP that went out, and it was Durham. And the school board had to make that tough decision. I don't think we're going to be in that same position coming up this year.
You don't think so because other people are going to come to the table?
Yeah, we've kind of talked about it. They put the RFP out in early December. Dr. Johnson and his crew brought in a consultant expert that has dealt with transportation RFPs for districts our size.
Okay.
And they really did detailed analysis of our RFP, changed it, and really got it to where it opens up for probably a lot more people.
So we weren't really attracting the best companies.
Exactly.
Yeah, our RFP, that's a request for services, is RFQ, RFP, but basically it's a request where a business can put in a bid. Now the county is saying we need this, and customers, vendors, potential people like Durham vendors will respond to that RFQ, excuse me.
Yeah, it's a complicated process because really the size and scope of our county, just some numbers, we have 239 daily bus routes here in Hamilton County.
Wow.
Durham has 165 of those. We have 74 private contractors.
So say that again. So how many total?
239.
239. Out of that, so guys, the listener, this is some of the questions. Durham does not have all the bus routes. So 239.
Yeah.
And how many are Durham?
165.
Okay, so go ahead.
74 of them are independent contractors.
So now is that like our friend John Shackelford?
That would be exactly like him.
I want to call him out because this guy went back. John Shackelford, man, he has been a corporate guy. He's a true community leader. He's a photographer. He does everything. But he decided, I'm going back to drive buses because the Woodmore kids need me and the kids need me.
No, and the people that drive those buses are amazing.
They are.
But we cover 20,000 miles every single day with our buses.
Oh my gosh. Guys, listen to that again. 20,000 miles. And you think about the legalities that are involved, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Wow, Tucker.
Yeah, and 20,000 students are on a bus every single day.
And you just think about, we parents are entrusting the Durham system. So questions you may not be able to answer, but with the Durham system, are they being, now again, we know they've been held accountable to some degree. Are they being held accountable for their actions?
Yeah, so I came in last September, so all the prior history with Durham kind of has already happened.
Of course.
From what I have been told and brought to my attention, they have done a sort of better job, not to where I think it should be.
Right. Me either, because the stories that don't hit the air are the ones where a kid's left on the bus.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying this because they all don't hit the airwaves, guys, but kids being bullied on the buses.
Yeah.
Kids not getting let off at their correct stop, and then the bus drivers arguing with the parents.
Yeah, and we had a kid that was dropped off a mile from his house in elementary school, and Durham was pretty unresponsive about it. And I think Dr.
I'm
Johnson,
telling you what, they better be glad it wasn't my kid.
Well, no, she went after him, and we've talked several times, and I don't blame her. And I think that's something the school board we have to have standards for our students, and safety has to be a number one priority. And I think this RFP that we just put out puts that, and it's not just safety, our on time arrival. We want to make sure these buses are getting to school on time,
That's
because
a great
when they're
point.
not, kids are losing instructional amounts of time, and that
and that just starts a whole, imagine when your kid's out of school. First of all, when my kid is out of school, it's like, oh gosh, we got to make up. And so you're right, Tucker. In addition to that, though, it's instruction time is lost. It's then that whole cycle of, okay, now I got to get back to this kid. I got to get back to this teacher.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to the ultimate concern of safety. Safety is first, but you're right. Secondly is what else trickles down from this, and one of the things that it burns me up. And some people say, why are you going back and talking about it? I'm not going back and talking about it. This isn't done. Dr. Johnson, I know he's on it. I know his team is. I know the school board is, Tucker, but I want status updates.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share them here because my listener says they're concerned about it. But I want to know if what's happening right now with Durham, what kind of corrective action, in HR world, you have a corrective action plan.
Yeah.
And for them not to show any concern, in my opinion, for kids who have been left off the bus, you and I both know these stories. They're in, some of them in, some of them not. My question is, does Durham really even act like they want our business?
Exactly. And that's what the school board has to ask. We really seriously have to look at the proposals that are coming up. And if for some reason Durham is the only one, we have to make that hard decision.
If Durham is the only one, again, I promise you, I'm going into the bus driving business.
Oh, no, I know. And I think this budget cycle, we are going to increase the number of independent contractors. And that's good. I mean,
what can we do, Tucker? Okay, so people are listening right now and they're saying, wait a minute, I know, because I always know 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Somebody knows somebody. Now, we can't get those numbers you just gave out and get independent drivers like John Shackelford. We're just not that lucky.
Yeah.
That's impossible. But what can the average citizen do right now, or that business person who says, wait a minute, I'm listening to this conversation. How can they get involved to make sure we have more people at the table than Durham?
Yeah, no, just, reach out to your school board member, reach out to me. My number is 423-305-5267.
I appreciate you doing that on the air.
Yeah, no, and call me anytime and I'll get you to the people that, can answer all those questions.
How do you feel about people showing up to your school board meetings? Do it.
Okay. I mean, you can come and sign up before the meeting, express your concerns. We'll sit there. You've got a captive audience of 9 elected officials for 5 minutes. As long as you're respectful,
sure.
You can come, tell us everything you want to.
I should come. Seriously, I should come and bring the list of the callers from Facebook and just the people that have messaged me, because they're saying this is typical. This is, again, not me saying this, the listener saying it's atypical of HCDE. Now, I'm a fan of HCDE school system. I'm a fan of Dr. Johnson. I'm a fan of you and Tiffany and several, not all, of the school board reps. But in that, we still have to make sure that we're working together and we're informing each other and really keeping a status update in front of the parents versus us asking you. So I may show up because at least 8 to 10 people over last week were saying, what's the status?
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys give status updates? When is this talked about?
So we have our Future Ready 2023 strategic plan.
Yes.
And there's 5 different layers to that. And one is our operations, which is transportation, falls under that. And so every meeting we get updated on one of the 5.
Okay.
And operations, they rotate. And that's when we get updated. And we have KPIs for our bus routes and stuff like that.
I love that, guys. KPIs, your key performance indicators. That's how you know things are being checked and balanced. When people tell me they don't have KPIs is when I'm concerned. But I don't want to give the idea, Tucker, that you and I are beating down the school system. We're not doing that at all. But I love your open, transparent approach, because the school system, I know they have a lot going on. I'm thankful that we got a budget passed, right? I mean, we've got not a budget passed, but excuse me, we changed the look of money the way, a year ago? Yeah, we actually have money for the school system. I shouldn't say budget. We're in that now. But we have been given an opportunity that we've not had in a long time.
Yeah, no, I'm super thankful for what the county commission did last year.
And that was working with Mayor Coppinger.
That was.
Shout out, Mayor.
I mean, and that relationship between the school board and the county commission is so important. We have a joint meeting tonight at 5:30.
So you told me that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's at 5:30 at the school board. It's open to the public. Come, listen.
Guys, this is where you get involved. So I just want to give a shout out to Mayor Coppinger. He's going to be here in a couple of weeks, Tucker. But it's him. It's Commissioner Smedley, Mackey, Jeter, all of these people. They're the ones who approved it. So I was just glad to see, we got some money, right? And we're making moves. But now back to business in terms of keeping our kids safe. I would love to see, and I'm going to ask you to champion this. I would love to see updates. I think that is worthy of
I think that's a great thing. And if it's something like the school system does a newsletter that comes out with this, or, they've really, the communications department has really kind of been beefed up.
Yes. Shout out to them too,
yeah.
because you can see it. You can see it and you can hear it. So shout out to the Hamilton County Department of Education, PR, marketing. You guys have been more engaged.
No, yeah. And I mean, before Dr. Johnson got there, we had one communications person for a district of 45,000 students.
I felt sorry for her. You know, I mean, I love Amy and she did a great job with the tools she had.
Yeah.
So, it'd be kind of like me trying to come in and run this whole thing here by myself.
No,
it wouldn't happen.
No,
something's gonna drop. Something's not gonna get done. But yeah, you've done a good job, Tucker, coming into what you're doing now. We got about 2 minutes. Do want to have you back. I want to keep in touch with you to see what's happening. And I also want to make sure that we are, again, softly yet boldly. Does that make sense?
No,
Putting this out there. So, when you go back, what I hope you would tell them is that my listeners, whether it's Nuga Radio 92.7 FM or Facebook or YouTube, whatever, we just want to hear it. And if you want to know from a very engaged parent who I know what's happening with my kid, you know this about me. I'll jump in his backpack if I need to. But with that, let's just make sure that these are things, and I don't know, maybe it's a hot topic for the county, but let's find a section of the paper, the website where parents don't have to reach out to you. We can, but I'd love to see an update on this because our kids' safety matters. And I'm going to say to you, Durham, if you don't want our business any more than you do to take action and be proactive and to show care and concern for our children, guess what? Somebody will, Tucker.
Yeah, no, there's people out there that will. And to your point about just being open and transparent, that is our job. I work for the people of District 8.
Say it again, please.
I work for the people of District 8, and I don't represent just District 8. I make a decision for all 45,000 students in Hamilton County.
I love it.
So if you have a concern, and I've had people from all over the county reach out on certain issues, call me, email me.
Yes.
I'm getting to, at the end of this month, starting a daily a monthly newsletter, kind of like Tiffany does. If you've ever seen hers,
love it, guys, love it. Yeah,
she does hers. Message me on Facebook or whatever, and just get involved.
Well, we got about 45 seconds, guys. Remember, you're on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM, the Donna Show, guys. We bring you everything that's information, resources, guys, to help you live your best life. We want to help you here at Nuga Radio engage and find out what's happening in the community, but to be a part of it. So here, I don't like to be a bystander. I like to be involved. And Tucker, that's why I was so glad. I sent you a message. I won't forget. I think it was like midnight or 1 or 2 or something saying congrats. But guys, when people are elected into roles like Tucker, it's a good day in our city. It's a great day in our county because it shows me there's hope. So if you want to connect with me here at the Nuga Radio, please do. It's the Donna Show at mail.com. We're bringing you everything positive where we can make sure that they get involved. Beautiful, guys. And guess what? We're going to take it out here. Come on. All right. Guess who's in here with me? Mr. Tucker, guys. Tucker McGlinda, District 8. Scoreboard, guys. It's the Donna Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Guys, we're going to give you everything you need to live your best life. And guess what? It's all we got. It's the Donna Show. Here we go now. We're out.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Home on Faust Street burned up twice. Chattanooga firemen called out to Faust Street after a family called 911 reporting a fire. Firefighters got the fire extinguished in about 20 minutes, but the next day the fire reignited again, was quickly put out. The Red Cross has stepped in to help the family. Verizon customers in Sequatchie County urged to call 911 from a landline instead of their cell phones when reporting an emergency. Reports say dispatch is experiencing an outage with Verizon, which they hope to get fixed soon. And the CPD has gotten good at clearing homicide cases. According to the TFP, only 3 of 2018's murders remain unsolved. The department has an 87% success rate for the year. One high-profile case, though, stands out. The murder of Cache Peterson out